We are so delighted that you've decided to join us for the Oregon Tantra Festival online. We've been assembling a sweet group of facilitators, musicians, and volunteers to help create a rich, fun, and lively online festival. We've put together this video to support you in having the best experience possible and to help create a safe and supportive experience for us all. Here are our festival guidelines. First of all, get comfortable. We invite you to join the festival from a private and uninterrupted space. And just like an in-person festival, be sure you practice excellent self-care and have with you things like a journal, a yoga mat, and your dancing feet. Because other participants are consenting to being seen in the workshops and by other people at this event, it is important that we not reveal publicly anyone in the space.
Let's talk about confidentiality. That's a really important part of what we want to create in this container over the next couple weeks.
You may share what you're hearing and learning from the teachers and the guides, but it's very important that we never share who you may have seen at the festival, their words, or their experiences.
There's no private recording either, so no screenshots, no recording from remote locations. If we find out that somebody's taken screenshots or done that, they will be asked to leave the festival.
Each event will have the waiting room activated upon your arrival, and we only let people in who are registered to attend. If we don't recognize a name, we will work to confirm that the person is registered. And this may at times create a bit of a pause at entrance, so please be patient. Participation. Participating in events of this sort involves an inherent risk, whether in person or online. These potential risks may be emotional, physical, or confidential. We have done our best to minimize this risk. However, Zoom, like any technology, is a potentially vulnerable platform, and we are taking as many precautions as possible to keep our festival safe and secure. One way to help with online safety is that we ask everyone to keep their camera on and to not use generated backgrounds. This helps keep everyone equally vulnerable and identifiable. Once the recording starts, we will attempt to record only the presenter's portions. Should being on camera feel too vulnerable for you, you may choose to redirect your camera. It's not a requirement that your face be on camera or physically visible at all times. However, if you are in front of your camera, you are giving implied consent to be watched by others in the workshop. For additional privacy, you may wish to use a festival name on your Zoom page. Be sure to tell us in advance so we know it's you. Most of the classes will be recorded, and we ask that you do not share these recordings publicly after the event. You may watch them privately with one or two close friends, and they will remain accessible for a month after the event. And for one more piece of additional safety, each Zoom link is unique for every event.
So part of our events will be sharing, personal sharing, and commenting on our experience. What we recommend is that we all share with I statements. I feel this, I'm aware of this, and it just helps the other people to hear us better. It's very respectful, speak from your own experience. And it's recommended that you do not crosstalk or interrupt somebody who's talking. Listen fully. Try to listen to understand their point of view, really listen deeply. And only unmute yourself when requested to by the presenter.
Fostering consent culture. We practice being responsible for requesting our own boundaries and asking for help in doing so. This includes physical, energetic or psychic space, verbal, and emotional boundaries. We understand that exploring and learning boundaries may be uncomfortable as we lean into new experiences. Each workshop will have empathy angels if you need a little extra support. We respect each other's edges and boundaries, and we be welcome about receiving a no. We practice affirmative consent, which means a verbal yes being yes, and silence is not necessarily a yes. In our community, we sometimes choose to play in intimate space. There is no assumption you participate in anything you don't want to. We pay attention to power dynamics, and we make space for others to be able to exercise their own power of consent. We talk with a member of the organizing team or the facilitator of the event if there are any boundary or consent violations. Pronouns. In this community, we want to build a safe enough container to genuinely invite people of all gender expressions to consciously relate. We honor and welcome all gender identities and thus pronouns. Pronouns are an individual's expression of their own gender identification. We request you put your pronouns on your name of your Zoom page. The most common pronoun is she, her, he, him, they, them. And they, them pronouns typically refer to someone's identity as being non-binary, gender non-conforming, or gender fluid. If you do not understand this gender and non-binary terminology, we invite you to remain curious, engage in a welcoming conversation with those who feel resourced in this topic, like the facilitators and the empathy agents. We welcome you to the festival. We hope you have a delightful time. Thank you for being here, and enjoy our 2 weeks of loving connection.